given the type of work you do, you said you are single. You said you've been single for what, 3 years now? I suspect that's pretty hard to date when you're shooting.
Yeah. It's difficult because you're gone for prolonged periods of time, the emotional connections, and it can be real complicated for someone to understand. And sometimes it's just better to be like, all right, maybe this is that chapter of my life, and that's what it is.
Sure. Do you kind of want to be like throughout your life maybe more like lone wolf, or would you like one day to find a long-term partner, maybe get married, maybe have kids? Where are you at with that?
So I don't have the ability to have children, but I've always loved entertainment.
Sure.
And even though I have worked in the bordellos, it's so funny, like little kids are on the age of, I don't really dress provocatively, like when I go out, like this is something special, like, but they always come up to me and they grab and they go, like they get so excited. So I'm like, oh wow, like I would love to entertain families one day in like Las Vegas. I have to figure out how. But I think that I would dedicate my life to that. And if someone was okay with me doing that, then I would definitely be in a relationship with him.
When you say dedicate your life, do you mean to your partner or to your current work?
I want to dedicate my life to entertainment, and then but not fully adult entertainment. Eventually, I would love to entertain families, like kind of grow beyond that.
What do you mean? What do you mean entertain families?
I would love to put on a show one day,
like
and
a
make
drag show? Or
no, not that.
But like entertain, like a clown? You want to be a clown?
No.
Like for birthday parties?
No.
Entertain families. I'm just trying to think what, like for birthday parties, right? Bar mitzvahs? What are we talking?
So music.
Okay, you're a musician,
yes,
right?
And I would love to do like a really relaxing show. I feel like we live in such an overstimulated world. Like I would love to make a show where families could go and just relax, and that's something one of my dreams that I'm obsessed about. And so maybe one day it'll happen.
You play an instrument?
Piano, and I'm learning guitar. I just bought one yesterday.
Do you sing too, or?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So, but do you potentially see yourself having like a forever partner, long-term relationship, marriage, that sort of thing, or? Okay. I mean, but it seems like you're aware that your current means of employment has been a hindrance to your ability to find, because it sounds like from your own self-acknowledgement, it's been difficult.
Yes.
Okay. Would you be willing to stop that work if a good guy came along?
I would think so.
Yeah.
I just think that as long as my entertainment dreams could be supported, because that's something real big to me, and I know they're expensive, because it's expensive doing music and entertainment. It's real expensive. So if that was supported, then yes. And
I do have a question.
Yes.
How do you see yourself, I guess, like maintaining like a long-lasting, healthy marriage when you're having sexual and emotional connections with so many other people?
I think that I would probably want to make sure that that person was okay with it. I would make sure that I continued to go to these spiritual, so you go up in levels with these shamanistic retreats. You can go to like Costa Rica. You can work your way up. So I would always keep it more spiritual. I feel like that's my comfort zone. If I start going out of that, it starts to become a little hollow for me. So in my own opinion, but I really love that sexual healing industry. I feel like it did heal a part of myself, and I hopefully heal others too if I, except for the 8 people.
I only ask because I feel like in a marriage, like it's more than just like spiritual and sexual. There's a lot of things to like take into consideration. So I guess my question is more so like, how do you like blur those lines, kind of, or not blur those lines, more so?
I think it would need to be okay with the partner. I'd need to make sure, say, how do you feel about me doing that? And they would already know like my story and that. And so I would just be like, if that's okay with you, cool. But if it's not, then I totally understand. You could leave any time you need to, and I understand. I'm not gonna have any hurt. I mean, okay, I'll probably have some hurt feelings, but but I want them to be happy too.
How many days a week do you work at the bordello?
So that is a very interesting question that I'm glad that you asked. Sometimes I feel like after I see some people that are hurting a lot, I can't work for like 2 days. I just can't get out of bed. And because I feel their emotions like in me. Sometimes I get real angry and worked up over nothing. And then sometimes I cry out of nowhere. And I know in the spirituality classes, they teach that that's an emotional transfer of that energy. And so sometimes it wipes you out and sometimes it doesn't. I would say I try to space things out probably a couple days a week there.
Couple days a week?
Probably like 4 to 5 if I could, but
Sure.
yeah.
Average 3 to 5?
I would say that,
Okay.
yeah.
How many people do you see per day?
I try my hardest to only see one because I don't like to mix energies.
Just one, okay. What's the rate?
Well, we aren't allowed to.
You can't disclose? It's
yeah.
Is it negotiated? Like,
it is.
is it on a per person basis, or is it like there's a flat rate?
So the girls.
Oh, it depends on what the dude wants.
Yeah,
Okay.
it depends. It depends on what he wants. If he wants something longer, I try to do time only. But for my sexual healing, I do not charge extra for that. That it can be in the basic, sessions. Because I feel like if I'm charging extra for it, it's not very spiritual. It seems very capitalistic. So I feel like, hey, if they come into me for that, I'm gonna give them that, and that's what's gonna happen.
What do you mean by sexual healing? Like, what is that?
So that when we bond with another human, especially like through kissing or through intercourse, I just didn't know what to say.
That's fine. That's
okay.
fine.
I feel like it can release someone's emotions. I feel like I try to take on those emotions that person has because I want to like take away their pain. Sometimes I feel like that's when I get wiped out if I feel like, whoa, I just took on too much. But then I just rest. Yeah.
Brandon Mel's donated
Brandon.
$100. Holy crap. Next person start talking, please.
I think it's interesting. I don't think we've ever had.
Me too.
I don't think
I
we.
have a question as well.
It's very interesting.
Yeah, I don't think we've ever had some. First off, thank you, Brandon. I don't think we've had like someone who's worked in a bordello on the show. What's your question, Madison?
Since you like to pursue, I guess, like intercourse in a spiritual way, I would say it's very much so also like emotional, correct?
Yes.
Do you ever feel emotionally tied to the people that,
Yes.
like in a very strong way, where you
Yes.
feel like you want to be with them, or is it kind of just like,
I can feel
it's your
I can
job
kind of
in a
feel when
way?
they're having a bad day. And even when they're not there, like I can feel it. Like I'm like, that person might be having a hard time. And I just know it. Like
Do you ever like, I guess when I mean like emotional, like,
bonding with them.
yeah,
I'm
like
curious. I
in
check
a
up on 'em.
relationship type of emotional way though, like do you ever see that with some of the people that you come across? Like do you ever
I think it's more
feel a
like
certain way towards them?
I think it's more like human to human. Like I'm like, wow, like I respect this person as a human being, and they found me, and I found them, and we're in a soul group. Like this is happening. So
Also, do like you work? I'm sure you work with like other women as well. Doing that, do they do it like spiritually as well, or is it just kind of you who does? it
some
spiritually?
probably could.
Interesting.